When an alarm goes off in the building, what is it telling you? Is it telling you that there is danger and there's fire and you're supposed to get out of the building? Well, anxiety is like our internal alarm system that is actually alarming us and letting us know that there is a danger, that there's an assumed danger.
Yeah, we're talking about anxiety today. It's Sean and Helena from Secret Habit. We see anxiety as a huge problem today. COVID-19, mental health crisis. We see anxiety leading to temptation to numb, to escape with things like pornography, food, entertainment, social media. And you know what? We all struggle with anxiety from time to time. But the problem is that anxiety has been given this bad connotation. But what we want to talk about today is that anxiety can be a good thing. As Helena just said, it's an alarm system. So we have 3 teachings and 3 takeaways for you. So Han, why don't you share the first teaching about why anxiety can be a good thing?
Yeah, thank you, Sean. The first thing I would like to mention is that anxiety is normal and is adaptive. That means that anxiety, what I mean by that, by being a normal, is that we all of us have this system in our bodies that is just trying to protect us. That anxiety is just this alarm that is trying to protect us. And the second one, which is adaptive, means that, first of all, it has a cap out, that it's not forever. And the second thing, that we can actually learn how to work with anxiety. We can learn how to listen to anxiety, what is trying to alarming us about, and is that actually something that we assumed, or is it a real danger? So this is really what we are trying to today talk about. So Sean, would you like to share the second point?
Yeah, second point is that anxiety shouldn't be avoided. And I want to take a quick look at an example of maybe you have a performance, a big test of some sort, maybe a sports game to play. There is anxiety going on in your body, maybe in your head. It could be sweaty palms, it could be a tight chest, it could be shortness of breath, it could be butterflies. There's all these possibilities that actually are showing you that anxiety can be a good thing, because people use that as energy. They use that to feel the weight and the gravity of what they're about to do, that it matters. So that is a perfect example that anxiety actually shouldn't be avoided. It should be listened to, acknowledged, and then used for your benefit.
Yeah, and the third point we have is that anxiety can take over. And I know there are people out there that, anxiety is a really, really heavy topic, and we want to acknowledge you that there is a time that anxiety can take over, and it's usually happens when it's this unaddressed alarm, and it's just going off and it's going off, and you really didn't have a chance to find help or find a way to work and learn about this alarm. And honestly, when this goes off and off and off, that can start becoming your belief, as this is who you are. So we just really want to give you hope that there are ways to slowly build up and learn how to work with anxiety. So Sean, I would like for you, do you think you can share with people some of the few takeaways that you have?
Yeah, so the first takeaway is going to be developing healthy coping mindsets and healthy coping exercises, because when we become anxious people, when we label ourselves as anxious people, that becomes an identity, and we can often be very hard on ourselves. So the first thing is the mindset, which is compassion. I had a mentee come to me recently and tell me that he didn't get his homework done that I had given him because he just didn't try hard enough, or whatever else. He was very hard on himself. But what I realized, that he had some really rough days. And I said, hey, be compassionate on yourself. You had some tough days. Just admit that and be honest and live in the grace that it's okay. So the mindset is compassion. And the exercise is to develop compassion statements for yourself. So maybe 3, 4, 5 statements that you can read to yourself daily when you're feeling hard on yourself. So maybe one in the morning. I'm going to do my best today and be happy with that. Maybe there's one you read at lunchtime. I am doing my best right now and I'm happy with that. And maybe one before you go to bed. I did the best I could today and I'm going to go to bed happy with how I did. So that's the first teaching, the first takeaway. The second one is to assess your last week, or maybe it's your last month, and look at all the times you were anxious. What were the circumstances? What were the thoughts? What were the feelings? What did it end up bringing you to do with your action? What was the result? Start thinking about these things. There are going to be some questions in the description box that you can ask yourself to evaluate and assess. So the goal here is to assess the past so you can change the present and the future. Instead of reacting, you can become proactive. So Han, why don't you wrap up the takeaways with the third one?
Yeah, the third one we want you to take away is daily truth and prep. And we understand, Sean and I, the beyond and all in understanding anxiety. And there are some fantastic, phenomenal people who actually have studied this for a long time, and they have done a great work with helping people in this. And we want to point you out this direction. And so the first thing I want to point you out towards is an app called MindShift. And I know we all have a bunch of apps, but this one is a really good one to really help you with your anxiety and your thoughts. And when I'm talking about thoughts, I'm actually a huge believer that we can't control our circumstances, but we are in control of our thoughts. And what is leading us towards an anxiety is actually what thoughts are we having towards something difficult happening in our lives that is leading us to, feeling stressed. And so really this is what I want to point you towards, is this app that is really helpful, give you some ideas on what Sean was even talking about, some helpful statements, and also you can write down, you can track your anxiety and track your mood as well. So that's the first thing. Second thing I would like to point you towards as well is a website called anxietycanada.com.
And it's not just for Canadians.
No, it's not just for Canadians. It's for anybody who's trying to get help with anxiety, and I feel we all need help with anxiety. And just really great tool, and for you to find an assessment tool. There's lots of great tips and tools and ways to really get help with anxiety. So those ones are the two places we would like to refer you to. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for having patience and just absorbing this in. We are grateful that you are here with us and listening to this video, and we're grateful. So take care and all the best to you. Lots of love.